All right, everybody, this is Rodney Watson again, Politics 205, and a candidate for District 3 County Commission race. I want to get back on this because, like I said, these are our final videos, and try to finish these up. Let's talk about Jefferson County for a minute and what that job up there consists of. Now, your county commissioner is considered a county executive. His job is to help make the budgets, keep up with the budgets, but also to execute the duties of the county. Okay, now his whole interest, all of his interest is the whole county, but he is District 3's representative as far as the whole county. Okay, you can't go in up there as a county commissioner and just be worried about District 3. You have to be worried about the whole county. But the whole county's got to be worried about District 3. And that's what we've been missing with Jimmy Stephens. That's why the litter becomes a problem and nothing gets addressed about it in the illegal dumps, but you end up with a stadium downtown that all the economy says is not economic development. Alright? That's how you end up with other parts of the county getting things, and we cannot get our litter picked up. The litter and the illegal dumps in District 3 should not be too much for this county commission to address and get it taken care of. They've got the ability and the power and the influence to get with other counties and push for an increase in litter fines, get the illegal dumps cleaned up, work with the sheriff, do the politics, and let's get this problem taken care of. And then our roads in District 3 and helping with, working with our mayors. He's neglected a lot of our mayors and cities in District 3. But Jimmy's on that Regional Planning Commission. He is the most powerful man at the county commission, and he's our representative. But we're getting neglected in the areas of litter and illegal dumps. I had to jump up and down over there to get that dump cleaned up, and he just did it because it's election time. And he took credit for these volunteer programs that he didn't do. That was stormwater. The lady over stormwater did that. I volunteered. So, what are we getting? You know what I mean? He's our executive. He's supposed to be the one executing the responsibilities of the county. What's their responsibilities? Taking care of the roads and some economic development. But we've had storm shelters couldn't get finished. Litter can't get picked up. Illegal dumps are left. Ballparks can't get finished. Hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of economic development money just poof, gone. In Jimmy Stephens' district. Alright, let me tell you what you're paying for up there. The salary of the commissioner is $85,000 a year. That's his salary. With $14,000 expense accounts. That's my understanding. I had to pay a campaign fee of this much. Qualifying fee of not $85,000, but 2% of that. $1,600 and something dollars what I had to pay. To run as a Republican. I pay that to the Republican Party. There's 3 assistants up there that I believe, now I could be wrong, their salaries are around $65,000 a year plus benefits. Alright? If you add that up, if I did my math right, in 4 years you're going to pay $1,176,000 for that county commission office. That doesn't count your county manager. That doesn't count your roads and transportation director. I'm not even talking about the county employees that's out there doing the work. They earn their money. I'm not talking about secretaries up there doing their job. I'm talking about, that's a whole other issue I haven't even spoke about. That county is so full of bosses up there. They got more bosses than they actually have people to boss. They don't have more bosses than they have people, but they have bosses that they ain't got but 1 or 2 people under them. Crazy. But we're paying $1,176,000 collectively as a county for just Jimmy Stephens' office in 4 years. Add up all the other commissioners. I didn't do that. I think there's 5 commissioners. $5 million for 4 years. Just county commissioners. $5,500,000. Almost $600,000 for 4 years. And Jefferson County cannot get our litter picked up. That's not counting Tony Patelis' office and the county managers under him. That's not counting directors over departments. Just managers. We're not talking about actual labor. And we can't get the litter and the illegal dumps picked up. It's not that big a job, folks. If you sat down and added up what we're paying just to have people tell other people what to do, it'll make you as mad as I get, because I've figured it. You can't get the litter stopped. You can't get them to call up your other commissioners in other counties and legislators and increase the fine to stop it. Oh my goodness. Can't get storm shelters finished. Ballparks finished. It's not that hard of a job, folks. I'm in the construction business. These construction projects, they having problems besides just general like the weather and stuff, gonna be over with. That's what I do. That's a piece of cake. Piece of cake on the actual work of the jobs. A storm shelter, a concrete box. One thing for the contractor to go bankrupt, it's another to have to tear down part of it. We had inspectors out there supposed to have. Alright, what am I planning on doing? I'm going to work to stop the litter and illegal dumps. Alright, I've got to get with other county commissioners that's having the same trouble, and we're going to have to get a law passed to get the fine increased down at Montgomery. That's going to take a little bit now. But I'm going to work on it from that end. I want to get some sewer camera. I mean, not sewer. I used to have sewer cameras. Litter cams put up. Alright. I want to focus on our rails and I-22 and our port. I got to find out about that. I got to contact Burn Report and see what's going on down there. See where there might be some more industry that can come in here. I know a man that owns not the Burn Report, but he owns a deal across there. He also owns a pipe business. I'm going to call him. Talk to him a little bit about this. But it doesn't do me any good to call up his Rodney Watson. I'm a county commissioner. I'll get on the phone. And believe it or not, just getting on that phone and calling a few people. See if a lot of stuff goes through my mind. The county commissioner should be sort of like a salesman. He's supposed to be making some calls and contacts, finding out what's going on. And I like, when I'm trying to do something, I like to do sales calls. And maybe it ain't just a sales call, but it's making a contact. And then, but I also have a schedule there that says, well, by Friday I want to make this many contacts for this purpose. The county commissioner should be a little bit of like a salesman when you're talking about economic development. He needs to be getting in touch with some of his industry. And it starts out with a phone call. Maybe going to a meeting. With that being said, Jimmy Stevens, a lot of times, and most politicians do this, they hang out with other politicians. Well, business people don't like politicians. You can't hang out with other politicians and get anything done. And like I told a man about 2 weeks ago, you can make more money over a cup of coffee than you'll ever make working. But you got to be drinking coffee with the right people. And that doesn't mean that you're doing something unethical. Doesn't mean that you're doing anything illegal. But you've got to make that contact. You've got to know what the industry needs to be able to provide them with that. And you can make money for the county by drinking coffee with the right people. As simple as that. Talking about drinking coffee with other politicians that's going to sit there and give me some kind of political crap. That's why it's going to be important for me to be out in the community talking to people so that I know what's going on, and that when I talk to industry, I can say, well, this is what's going on down there. And it has to do with talking to the right people, drinking coffee with the right people. They're not going to have anything to do with you if you're not a county commissioner. Jimmy's in a powerful position to bring some economic development in here from the private sector, and he doesn't use his position. And he's just not drinking coffee with the right people. As a matter of fact, he probably looks down on the right people. I know he does. I know, because I know business people that he has pretty much, well, I know he has been unfriendly to business people. Let's put it that way. I also want to develop an outdoor economy. That's going to be some legislation. That's going to be important for District 3 after I'm gone. We got to have an office of tourism or something. We got to develop this through some kind of legislative act or something, and that's going to help our district be economically important going forward. All right. I want to complete the projects that's never been finished. I want to get back focused on what you've been promised by the county and see what we can do about the unfinished projects. Y'all, there are some ethics laws that we can't violate. I won't violate them. I'm not going to jail over any of this, and there was a problem down there at the McCullough Ballpark, but I do want to see that project finished. But I can't do anything from my position right now, and Jimmy's not going to. I want to see District 3 have its own economic identity developed around the rivers, creeks, and streams. There was a $7 billion worth of this industry that went through Alabama last year, and we didn't get any part of it. $7 billion worth of economic activity around the outdoors, and we didn't get enough of it. All right, let's take some of this off. I do want to tell you this about Birmingham and spending money for economic development on this stadium. Birmingham just ran a business off up here. They denied them a business license. As long as Birmingham is running off viable businesses out of the private sector, you cannot throw enough government money at it to fix its problems. The stadium is not economic development. There's not an economist out there that agrees with it. It just turns money over, and it probably takes away from money, and it would probably take from other budgets in the city that needs to be going toward police and crime prevention. We've talked about all that. We have to, as long as they're running off business, you can never throw enough government money at it. And when Huntsville passes us, and they soon will pass us, we will lose any competitive advantage if we haven't already lost it. And what happens, you go into a spiral as a city, and the city has to throw money at everything because nobody else will build there. They have to build. They always have to throw money at something to prod somebody to build. They have to buy a company to come in there. When you give economic development, you are buying a company to come in there, paying them to come in there to some extent. So a city can get in a spiral where they're having to buy all the economic activity, and to do that they have to raise taxes, and they just get in a spiral and they just go down. I think Birmingham may be there. I see the signs of it. You can look it up. They may get a little jump here, but it's going to be a little jump from this entertainment district. You go back to Detroit and look at what they got. They got a little jump, but they was already in the spiral. There's nothing they could do about it. I think we're already in the downward spiral, but District 3 can have our own identity. If they are in the spiral, we've got to have our own identity. Out here where I live, you can't keep feeding off of Birmingham. We got to have our own economic identity. Doesn't mean that we don't work with the rest of the county. It means we're economically viable. I want to do it through the outdoor economy, and that'll help keep our litter picked up. But we will be an economic engine for Jefferson County. This is going to finish up this video. I hope that tells you where I stand. I do want to do one more on some economics. Let me see how many minutes I got into this. Yeah, we better do another one. Thank you.